What's up everybody, welcome back to yet another video. Today will be a fairly easy one, but it is a killer nevertheless. It's a variation of the Danish pattern called the partridge, or agerhønen if you like. You can try and pronounce that if you live in the USA or wherever you live. It's really basic. So before we start, please do subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, leave a comment, maybe share this video with your friends, and let's get into today's fly. Now the hook and the vise here is the NS156 from Eric's Hooks. And I will be starting off by tying in some mylar tinsel. I want to make a small tag end here. And with this you could actually change out the color and maybe use some, I don't know, fluorescent orange or red, green, something like that. Just go crazy with it. Snip this off. So the thing about this fly, as I build it up, I kind of want to have my first feather tied in right above the hook tip here. I've already plucked out 3 feathers from this Brahma hen. You can see it here. And I'll be using this part here where the legs are. These are also very cool. They have a black center. But these kind of look like partridge. They're a little bit softer, which is why I like them. And you need to pluck out 3 feathers, going from small to a mid-sized one and then a big one for the front, which will help for the taper. And then you just want to prepare this feather in a way that there's only that amount or the exact amount of fibers on it that you need, and I'll only be needing this. So what I like to do is just kind of pull that back, and this front part here I will just snip that off, which gives me this nice little triangle that I can catch with my tying thread. Make sure it's nice and tight. Then grab my hackle pliers and then stroke, fold these fibers back as I turn the feather. Just like that. Catch that hackle stem, make sure it's nice and tight. And with these you kind of have to be a little bit careful because the hackle stem is very thin up in front there, so just don't pull it too hard. And that's the tail done there. And then I kind of want to measure out and find the middle of the hook, roughly. Doesn't have to be that precise. For the dubbing, I've mixed up some SLF spiky dub and a little bit of ice dub in pearl. And again, here you could mix in something else. The trick is to not to put too much flash in there. Of course, that depends on which kind of fish you're targeting with this. I'm going for sea trout or trout, and they tend to kind of get scared if there's a little bit too much flash in there. I don't know if they get scared, but maybe they're just too smart. Or what do you think? Are fish smart? Let me know in the comments. Are they smart, or just when they're not biting? Is it because they're not hungry, or what seems to be the problem? I mean, sometimes you spot fish out on the water and you just can't get them to take anything. My guess it's probably because they're not hungry all the time, just like me. I might look like I'm hungry all the time, but I'm not. So same thing here, grab that middle feather, prepare it. Snip off the excess there, giving you that triangle. Catch that on the side of the hook. Hackle pliers. Get those turns in. And you really have to be careful not to overdress this fly, because it will have 3 hackles in total, so it's quite easy to overdo it, making it look like a bottle cleaner, more or less, and that's not what you want. You want a fly that is light and kind of float in the water when you stop stripping it in. And this fly will do that. You can of course put in some non-lead wire or lead-free wire if you want to give it a little bit of weight. I like my flies without weight, because I fish with an intermediate line, and that will kind of get the fly down. And also I'm pretty sure if the fish are hungry, they will rise even from 3 or 4 meters depth. So if they're hungry, they will rise to a fly. And on the coast, either way, you're not fishing that deep. So an intermediate line and non-weighted flies is the way to go for me, at least where I fish. But again, you can of course do whatever you want with your fly. This is just to hopefully give you a little bit of inspiration, or maybe you learn something new, which I hope. So, coming up to the hook eye here, you want to give yourself a little bit of space, 2 or 3 millimeters, for that last hackle. And also with the last hackle, I will probably be giving it a little bit more up in front to kind of exaggerate that taper. And this fly, of course, this is one of those flies that could mimic just about anything. So taper is always good. I mean, a shrimp goes from thin to thick, a small baitfish goes from thin to thick. So it's always about that taper, at least for me, just to get the right silhouette in the water. Imagine a fish seeing it from underneath, it won't even see the colors, it's just a shadow, right? So if you want it to rise, I think proportions are probably more important. Catch the feather here. Make a nice little head. And here, I've mentioned it before, but if you want to protect the hackle of your fly, don't don't cut it off. Just open your scissors like this a little bit, and then go in and catch that stem, and then just push the scissor into the hackle stem. That way you won't cut into the fly. So let's just clean that up. Oh, what's going on? Wet finish. That's that. Come off your tying thread. Maybe give it a little bit of a brush here. There you go. That made it look nice and buggy. And when this thing hits the water, you will see what I mean. So maybe tie out a few. If you don't have Brahma hen, use partridge, which originally is used for this pattern, and the effect is just about the same. The feathers here are a little bit softer, as I mentioned, so they will kind of move a little bit different, but this looks so good in the water. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, leave a like, share it on your social media channels, whatever. It really does help my channel. So thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.